Greetings and salutations of peace. You are now in tune on the One, the Force itself. At this time, we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. While contemplating my seeming hard time, difficulties in life, celebrating or memorializing the passing of Fidel Castro, memorializing standing with the Standing Rock people. Symbolically, they're going through a hard winter. So am I going through the hardship of my life. I was inspired to bring you this inspiration in Discourse. I ask you to bear with me as I read what I was inspired to write, that you may learn. It is a presentation I present to you to cause out that you see our current plight and the Black Revolution and the struggle of our life. None of us can help who we are, but we are who we came here to be. Yet the potential to be good and righteous and live by the laws which govern us spiritually is a goal which is the teachings of the avatars. Like the lotus, we all have awaited with unopened buds. So should be the goal of all who come to earth, for we are the way, the ones of light. Pure lyric is truth in rays of sun. All the flowers know it, and they are laughing. Where there is evil, there is much ignorance. Where there is ignorance, there is much evil. Evil is ofttimes ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. You are now in tune on the One, the Force itself. At this time, we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. People are demons too. It is true, as the prophet has said already, every man thinks that his burden is the heaviest. As the leaves fall from the trees, approaching the winter of our existence upon flat ship earth, clearly I can see the skeletons which will be left as a result of all the appearing beautiful colors falling from the trees. This season is truly drawing to an end. With bulging yeast eyes, men must work out their own personal soul salvation. It is true. And my solace is found in the theoretical basis of my knowledge, i.e., my philosophy. So far, the closest I have come to what may be considered as God is via inspiration. It is the motivation of my life in this drama upon the stage of absurdity. I have seen men who are evil live the best of lives, and the most righteous live a life of hell. This is why the sages keep our eyes to the sky, eyes fixed like madmen. On November 20th, 2016, Jupiter entered the womb of Virgo. Due to the retrograde motion, Jupiter stays in or near the abdomen of Virgo until September 9, 2017. Thus, it is in or near the abdomen of Virgo for a short 42 weeks, after which time it is born out of the abdomen of Virgo on September 23rd, 2017. This is the drama of the stars as written in the allegory, metaphor, and the similes of Revelations chapter 12. Virgo will give birth to Jupiter. We have waited long for this moment. Note, normal human gestation is from 70, i.e., normal human gestation is from 37 to 42 weeks. So Jupiter stays in the abdomen of Virgo the exact time it takes a woman to deliver a baby, which is surely a phenomenal enigma. We rejoice like the three wise men following the star Sirius to the birth of the Redeemer Jesus, for our salvation is near, even at the door. We have brought you truth to our detriment. I have seen females as subtle as serpents present truth on a golden platter of falsehood, and men cheered them on. You have seen this, Facebook. Some women are totally ugly, and men say, "You're beautiful." Just for what? Here, first, I would present to you a perfect example of the subtleness of Satan in female form. This is a lesson in spirituality. When I say spirituality, I do not mean righteousness as one's receiving results of a desired effect from being correct in knowledge, spirit, heart, etc., but spiritualism that proceeds from the forked mind of a demon. Oftentimes, evil is ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. In this case, on the outset, I observed this young lady, very beautiful at the time, I thought, who did not start her Facebook live broadcast as a person of, and I quote, conscious community, but as an average black woman. I noticed her slight masculinity right off the bat. She began her rants as protest against Tommy Sotomayor's. You know, you've heard of Tommy Sotomayor. He's a broadcaster, so-called men's rights activist who often talked about women. Like a serpent, she slowly slithered into her subtle way of bashing men after her rant about Tommy Sotomayor. Not just men, but cultural conscious men. Her actions is the same as Christians who say they are high achievers because of their belief in Jesus. It is not because of their knowledge nor truth. It is because of their belief, which is the engine of the mind. Belief is. The mind is a creative force, and one can believe in anything and be 100% wrong. There's a difference between belief and knowledge. These people are sorcerers. I present here a sorceress who has an agenda to belittle men in her chosen subtle way. This is the same energy behind the Black Lives Matter movement. Notice this female's name is not Prince, nor is it Priscilla, but Princella, a bisexual name, male and female. It is not Prince, Prince. It is not Priscilla, but Princella, a bisexual name, male and female. This is a subtle energy. We'll also show a clip from her music video after we show you her subtleness and how she uses her words and how she uses her actions to cut down men, and especially the black cultural movement. In essence, that's supposed to be ran and controlled by men. And you can see in her mannerisms and her actions, she's very young, so you can see the naivete there. But there's a certain subtleness, a certain sweet subtleness that everybody seems to love. She has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of likes and love just floating across the screen at all times. I used to watch her. I thought she's a very beautiful girl in the beginning. This is a very subtle energy. And as I say, we'll also show a clip from her music video. She's an aspiring hip hopper, which shows you her masculinity, her ambition to lead men and control men. You can see the masculinity in her hip hop album. Hip hop is basically supposed to be a man's genre, but and there are women in the genre, but they mostly take a feminine role. But she clearly takes a masculine role. Okay, note the suffix or the last part of her name and its meaning. Cella, Cella, the inner area of an ancient temple, especially one housing the hidden cult image in a Greek or Roman temple. Now you notice she's hiding something, and I am revealing it here. So her name depicts what she's doing. Cella, last part of her name. The name is a compound word. Prince Cella. The inner area, Cella is the inner area of an ancient temple, especially one housing the hidden cult image in a Greek or Roman temple. And we know what prince is, also a noun. Son of a monarch, prince is. A close male relative of a monarch, especially a son's son. A male royal ruler of a small state, actually, normally, or originally subject to a king or emperor. So we start this discourse revealing the black magic we are confronted with in the black cultural communities at its most subtle core. For I am your brother, the Rastafari, Ital Iman. So when I say we start here in this discourse revealing the black magic, I mean the plasma that the thickness of this dream, like we should say devil riding our back, where we can't get up from the dream. We're awake, but we can't move. And the old people just say the devil is riding your back. Our blood is not clean, so something is happening to us, and we can't move, or somebody's casting a spell on us, and we're trying to run through this dream, but we're going real slow because we have our own black magicians who are working directly or indirectly with the Illuminati to keep us down. So the same movement is Black Lives Matter. This young lady is being used either directly or indirectly by those subtle forces. So we present this very video, which is a very profound discourse, and we ask you to view it closely. There will be a lot revealed, so view it closely that you learn. Peace. He is most successful who has found the time to find God. It that dwells within me as me, it that dwells within you as you. For instance, as I try to bring out in this discourse, and it is nothing personal against the young lady that I present first and that I have talked about so far, but there are people who came to this earth to deliver truth, and to be is free. To have to live and die in vain, and to spend all your life to making money. Let's say, for instance, a person is a poet or a musician. It is not for that person to want to be a part of this system and go to Hollywood. We have found out through our lifetime what Hollywood is all about. We know that this world is from beginning to end covered with demons. We know that Hollywood, we know the record labels are places, dens of Satan. So that was not the reality. So for the people my age who have waited, you have not lived your life in vain. We have evidence that the gods are returning. We have evidence of what the Christians call the return of the Christ. It won't happen the way that they say that it's going to happen, but it is happening and it will happen. There are certain indicators that it will happen. as I have brought out in my teachings for the last 36 years. So I consider myself successful, whether my peers or whether my family see it or not. I know that it's a reality, and I want all of you out there to know that you did not live in vain. Something is happening, it has been happening, and you will see that you have not lived your life in vain just because you're not a millionaire, just because you, I mean, nobody faces on the dollar bill, on the money, but white people. They say the money is the root of all evil. We see that that is a reality. That's the cause of all the crime in the world right now at Wounded Knee, right now in North Dakota. Money is the root of that evil. So we see, and the reward is not given to the swift, but to the ones that hold out. And for the ones that have held out and did not sell their soul, I had a conversation with my son about selling soul. And he said he just couldn't see it. But he will soon know what that's all about, and that see that his father is most successful because I found the time to find truth, and I don't feel bad because I am not wealthy. Peace, love to all the righteous ones, love to all the demonic ones, but know for sure that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. That's the reality. One love.
Buenos dias, everybody. I'm still here in Carlisle, chilling, doing nothing, just waiting on the load. So whenever you get in, just holler at me, because I need to go ahead and clarify this, because I'm a stickler for defining words. I'm a stickler for defining words, and we always use words that we don't quite know the meaning of. We don't quite know the meaning of. So I give people approximately 60 seconds to get in here. While I take my supplements, I'll say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Princella R. Clark, Steve Slack, Aisha. Yael, Ben, Bryant, Carlos, Jacoby Wright, Hero. See, when you take supplements like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you learn to just take them all at one time. It's less painful. It's less. Yeah. It's not, and it's less nasty when you do it that way. But anyway, I appreciate you coming in, Eka, because we're gonna have to go ahead and clarify some stuff right here, right now, before it's too late. Okay, everybody has a reason for something, but you ain't got no excuses, people. Understand? Everyone has a reason for something. Man, that sucks, Jason. But everybody got a reason for something. But you don't have excuses. And I'm not the type of person to provide excuses. I'm not even going to allow you to give me an excuse. Okay? So let's just go ahead and put it in perspective. See, we talk like we are so conscious. We talk like we're so educated, and we'll say some old fake deep shit like, Priscilla, this is a war. We are under spiritual war. This is a psychological war. This is y'all conversation. Because see, Priscilla, you just gotta understand. You gotta go back to your history, girl. You gotta go back to your history because see, back in the Bible days, see, we are the chosen people, and this is a war, spiritual war. Okay, so this word war, what does that mean? If there is a war, that means there are two groups of people, or two people, whatever. One is fighting the other. One is going up against the other one. You got an opponent, you got an opponent here. Okay? All right? Well, if you understand, Mr. Deep, Mrs. Deep, if y'all understand that we are in a war, that means you can't talk this shit like, well, if they wouldn't keep keeping me down, then I could get up and I could do something. But you just said we was in a war. So what does it mean to be in a war? Bitch, that means you gotta fight, okay? Do you honestly believe that the people that you fighting against just supposed to stop shooting and let you get... Stop, other team, stop. You won't let me shoot at you. Stop. Y'all keep shooting at me. Y'all won't let me get up. Stop. That's just like being in the boxing ring. You fighting Floyd Mayweather. Floyd hitting you with that left, that right, that fucking your ass up. And then here you come. See, I could win. I could win if Floyd wouldn't keep hitting me. He keep knocking me down. Well, bitch, that's what the fuck you supposed to do. Because you decided you wanted to box. Okay, since you want to box, okay, then when you get in that ring and you box, the other person gonna hit you, okay? And when your bitch ass get up, that motherfucker gonna knock you back down. So, is he responsible for your ass continuing to get them Mayweathers, them haymakers in your face? No. You responsible for catching the haymakers in your face. You the one that's responsible for getting hit and falling down. And when you get up, if I'm boxing your ass, I'm gonna knock your ass back down again. Okay? So you talk this, Priscilla, we are in a war. We are in a war, girl. See, the children of Abraham in the Bible and King James was actually black. And we are the tribe of Judah. We have been cursed, so we cannot do nothing. See, I could get a job if the white folks wouldn't keep knocking me down. Priscilla, you keep saying that the Negro is lazy, but there's a reason why he's lazy. He is lazy because of white supremacy. So, if white supremacy is Floyd Mayweather and your ass is in the boxing ring, do you honestly believe that white supremacy just supposed to let you hit him in the face? The white folks just supposed to say, pause everybody, pause. We're gonna take an intermission. Let the Negro get up. Let him get up. Don't do nothing. Let him get up. Here, hit me right in the kisser. Okay, Mr. White Man. That's all you got? Is that all you got? Priscilla, we could do something if the white people would stop keeping us down. But when you keep getting up and they keep knocking you down and you get tired. You get tired. Well, bitch, don't get tired. Keep fighting and learn how to duck them punches. That's on you. You keep getting up and still keep hitting with the same damn right hook. Floyd can keep hitting you with the same fucking left hook and you still keep getting up. Hit me again. You ain't learned how to block. You ain't learned how to circumvent. But you say we in a war, Priscilla. Well, which one is it? Either your ass is in a war or you in a game, in a handicap game where somebody's supposed to let your ass win. Either they supposed to let you win or your ass is in a war. Which one is it? So now that we done got that understood, let's go ahead and look up the definition of excuse. Because it seems like everybody and their mama got a damn excuse for something. I love you all. I love you all, and I appreciate you for following me and sticking with me. But I'm going to tell you something. If you say some dumb stuff, I'm going to have to blast you, okay? I'm going to have to come to you unorthodox, okay? I just have to. Because I'm not going to let you come in my inbox and say no crazy stuff to get a Negro an excuse. You ain't got no damn excuses, period. He say life it shouldn't be that hard. Priscilla, life should not be that hard. Damn it, it's hard. Who told you life was supposed to be easy? I mean, I know plenty of white folks that had to bust their ass, okay, to get somewhere. Bust their ass. I mean, you know Colonel Sanders, he failed all his damn life. Failed all his life. He didn't come out on top till he was in his 80s. But you want to bitch about doing something. Well, let me tell you something. My daddy, my father, spent a lot of time in the military. He spent a whole lot of time in the military. Whatever he did in the military, my daddy spent 20 years in the military and got kicked out on a dishonorable discharge. 20 years. To this day, my daddy still will not tell me what the fuck he did to get kicked out after 20 years. But guess what? I ain't heard my daddy complain about nothing. My daddy ain't complained about shit. And guess what? My daddy had to pay my mama child support. My mama did not spend the child support money on me and my brother. My mother filed head of the household at the same time my daddy filed head of the household, and my daddy ended up having to pay $30,000 in back taxes. Okay? Yet, I ain't heard my daddy bitch and complain about a motherfucking thing. Not one thing. And guess what? When my daddy got out the military and he still ain't told me what the fuck happened, maybe he'll wait till he on his deathbed to tell me what the hell he did. But I'm gonna tell you this much. My daddy was a straight up alcoholic. My daddy don't even touch alcohol now. So whatever happened, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with alcoholism. Okay? But after he got out the military, my daddy been working at Walmart as a lube tech for over 10 years. My daddy ain't took no off days in over 10 years working for Walmart. My daddy got so much vacation time built up, you can't give him a day off. And my daddy complained about them Negro males in the lube center that's lazy as fuck. Just straight up fucking lazy. Don't want to do shit. My daddy do all the work. My daddy do about 4-5 cars by himself in an hour. My brother is the same way. My brother is black. Him and his two friends, they got together and they went to school together to UTI. They up and left Shreveport, moved out here together. All of them went to school together. All of them are diesel mechanics. My brother ain't had the issues that y'all keep talking about. My brother bust his ass and went to school and did something for himself. He got over $50,000 worth of, he got over $50,000 or $60,000 worth of equipment for his mechanic shit. But we always say, black men, we got it so hard. We got it so hard. Well, guess what? My cousin He taught himself how to fly a plane, black male. Taught himself how to fly a plane. By the time he was 16, he could fly a commercial plane. At least that's what the pilots told my aunt, that my cousin could fly a commercial plane at the age of 16, and he taught himself how to fly a plane from the time that he could read all the way up until he was 16. My cousin did not have no girlfriends. Everybody kept talking about he was gay. My cousin focused on them damn books. He was #1 in the Air Force. When they took that damn test for the Air Force, he was he made #1 in the country on that test. And he is now a pilot for the Air Force. He just made captain. After he got his life together, my aunt say, now, son, you got your pilot's license, you got your career going, you got to get a wife or girlfriend now. My cousin waited all that time to get his damn life in order before he did something. But all the Negroes always got some goddamn excuse. The government keeping me down. Your ass is just fucking lazy. Period. And ain't nothing you gonna tell me to make me believe that your asses ain't lazy. Because there's too many dudes who own their own business to say that you Negroes are lazy. Don't want to fucking work. Don't want to do shit. I can tell you now, your ass ain't gonna do what my daddy doing. I can guarantee you ain't. And I ain't heard one complaint come out of my daddy, and my daddy lost all his goddamn benefits, all of them. My daddy got hit with $30,000 in back taxes, and you don't hear him bitching. And guess what he doing? Not only is my daddy paying back $30,000 in back taxes and busting his ass at Walmart, guess what he doing? He paying back my brother's student loans to help him out with his damn child. And you don't hear my daddy bitching about shit. But all I hear y'all Negroes doing is bitching and complaining.
What's up, bro? Do you believe how many of these kids have no idea about black lives? Like 1921 never existed to them. It is, man. Do you believe? You think if we can educate them on it, we can bring that back?
I think so, man. I think that'll be hot. Now, you know, I'm new to Houston, man. You know any places got some black-owned business, man?
No, you sure you not.
This is our city, our blocks, our hoods, our streets, our woods, our money, our goods, our city, our voice, our spirits, we all on business. See, I'ma walk these streets with a hoodie, if I please, and protection, cause no goods up your sleeves. I see you people prejudging and profiling. They say my money come from me thugging in dope houses. Nah, they got it twisted, my financial infrastructure. It come from unifying my sisters and black brothers. Cause tricking dully industries a few by weeks, and we directing those funds back to our own streets. So count on me to use my intellectual property to build an empire or black monopoly. Nah, it ain't no stopping me cause I am not alone. I'm a queen and roll deep with kings by my throne. That season our homes, our games then elevated. United we stand, we change and separation. Our brains is demonstrating the power of masterminds. Found our spirits, same ones for 7 times. Our blocks, our hoods, our streets, our woods, our money, our goods.
Peace to the family. Glad y'all here for another phenomenal show on I Am Brother Polite. And today we're presenting to you Let There Be Two Lights. Got my brother Daylight in the building. For those of you who may not know him, he is a world-renowned battle rapper in the center of anything that pertains to battle rap controversy. If it's controversial, he's probably either being accused of it, whether he has something to do with it or not. And, you know, we're going to ask him some serious questions today. The people have been asking me for quite some time. If you're around the brother and you keep saying this brother's a brilliant man, this brother's a genius, then why does he do the things that he does? This is what people ask all the time. Or are you afraid to ask this man, what is he doing and why is he doing it? I get these questions over and over, and I got to respond to the people. But before I take you there, I would like to take you somewhere else. Let's take.
You mentioned, you know, having a couple gay friends in the industry. You mentioned Will Smith this time. Remember you mentioned John Travolta, Jamie Foxx before. We have a clip up that went up, I think, last week. This dude, Eric Hall, and he was talking about how, who was it, Denzel, I think he said Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy, whatever, Puff Daddy. He used to have dudes like in his crib watching him have sex with chicks because he liked to display his manhood and how he gets busy. And he mentioned a couple of celebrity names.
So you mean to tell me at the top of the industry, niggas be like, yo, hey, yo, Buster, you know what I'm saying? It's Diddy. Yeah, take that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to fuck this bitch, my nigga. You wanna come watch? Yeah, I'm gonna show you how it's done, my nigga. Call up the homies and come through. All right, everybody get there. Crowd around, quiet down, you know what I'm saying? All right, baby, pull your pants down. And quiet down. And you fuck the girl, right? It's a girl, right?
Oh yeah, it's a girl.
Fuck a girl in front of your fans to show them, like, yeah. So you hit and you're like, yeah, Buster, yeah, you know, you can't stroke it like that. Yeah, long stroke.
Is that a activity that you would consider
participating in?
Crossing, or would you consider participating? Yeah, I mean, let's would you
like
ever?
Would I fuck Diddy? Yeah. Yeah, I fuck Diddy. I'm not gonna front. I'd fuck the shit out of Diddy.
If you can show me the grave site of anybody mentioned in the Bible. See, I told him about Jesus. They said, well, you ain't going to find Jesus there because he got up. Okay. Let's do anybody. Anybody. If you can show me, take me to the grave site of one person mentioned in the Bible, I will pay all your living expenses to the day I die. I've been putting that challenge out over the internet, over the world for years, because they never existed. We're talking allegorical people. No. Never existed. Now, there was, according to the Hebrew writings of the Talmud, there was a guy named Yahshua ben Pandira. Okay, who was supposedly existed 100 years BC. See, when everybody repeat after me. Say it this way. When you don't have a past, you must create myth to supplement the facts of your existence. See, Africans did not create Jesus. Europeans created Jesus. Okay, we didn't need to create Jesus. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to end this. Why do black people need Jesus today? And I'm going to finish with this. Why do black people need Jesus today? I'm going to tell you why. Because we've been taught that we're sinners. And we were taught that he paid the price for sin. Got me? So, instead of doing ma'at, okay, and listening to the Spirit pricking us in our conscience, and when we do that which we know we shouldn't and making it right, we've been taught you don't even have to do that no more. Whatever you did wrong, it's all right. All you got to do is exercise faith in our fabricated Savior, and everything is okay. You've been justified. Justified means you've been declared not guilty of whatever wrong you've done. I'll never forget when Eddie Long actually got up and said, I am who God says I am. God says I'm justified. See, that's the program that got us messed up. Because as a result of that mentality, we have pedophiles, pedophilia. I'm not going to start naming all the vices. You can do it on your own. Okay? And people feel that all they got to do is just confess their sins and everything is okay. That's not African. That is not our way. That is not our way. And because we've been appropriating that in our lives, we done became jacked up.
The Flint water crisis is not a Flint water crisis. It's genocide. Not one black leader, not nobody. 90% of the Germans that got prosecuted for what they did to the Jews, it wasn't war crime, it was genocide. Genocide is when you try to interfere with the whole or part of an ethnic group. Not to kill them, just alter. That's genocide. And that's what that was, genocide. And then one day we hear people talk about taking water. Why water gonna help when they got brain damage? So then all at once, a woman filed her case in federal court. And she was at home with a friend of hers and her baby. Somebody come in and shot her in the head. And then shot the woman, her friend, in the head. And 3 days before that, the engineer that worked at the waterworks shot him in the head at home. And I was saying to a friend of mine, they know, we know they did it. But what would come out if there was a trial would be so awesome, they'd rather do this. That's how it works. Then they would find out that Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, the water's worse than that. It's a game. They getting ready to roll, man. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it. I remember when I was a little boy, I lived in the Midwest. And I used to hear, we wasn't around no forest fires. So you turn on the news, radio, and you hear the governor say, if we can't get a shift in the wind, we can't save it. Huh? And one day I'm grown. And it dawned on me, a state ain't never burned down. Why? Shift in the wind. Who controls that? The universe. That's all. Never have there been a state that burned down. Shift in the wind. That's all. That you don't control. So you look at it and you think about, and then you got this new group of children, the indigo children. Shit. They're back going in and change everything around. That's who they are. Yep. So that's all I say about that. Somebody asked me about look, young black children with the crack and shit, drugged out. So I said, you know what? More you old black folks will die today by midnight tonight from strokes and high blood pressure than they'll OD from hard drugs in the next 20 years. All of it is addiction. You're addicted to salt and sugar. They're addicted to this. At least they don't have to take 15 different type of pills in the morning so they can eat a piece of bacon. You do. They never see. It's okay what they like. Here it is right here. One soda pop will make your bloodstream 10,000 times more acid than the universe meant for it to be. Hey. I used to wake up with 15 bottles of Pepsi Cola in the morning. Sit on the porch, underneath the porch, and drink that shit, man. And then one day I set the world's record in high school mile. I said, somebody out there doing something, I don't know what it is. But then you think billionaires. How come you think their children aren't athletes? All that shit's a violation. They can go hide the right coaches, have the right diets. Damn one. Poor, ignorant folks that need something. And it's that. It's that. And they give them drugs and shit. And they wonder why I slapped my wife. It don't run off after you get off the field. That's what it's about.
You were telling us last time we met off camera, you had an analogy about the number of hours in a day. Is that something that you can share with us?
How you mean number of hours?
You said, like, do the math, how many hours do you sleep, how many hours?
Oh, okay. So it's 24 hours to a day.
Yes.
So they tell you you're supposed to sleep what?
8 hours.
And so now you got how many left?
16.
And then you're supposed to work what?
8 hours.
And now you got what left?
8 hours.
You haven't cooked. You haven't got dressed. You haven't said hello to the children. You got sleep deprivation. That's how they get you. Sleep deprivation. Huh? You haven't watched TV. You haven't called your mother, your children. Sleep deprivation. It's right there. That's why the rich folks, you better not try to call their house after 8 o'clock at night. They sleep. You work midnight, what do they call the midnight shift?
The night graveyard shift.
Graveyard. What graveyard mean what?
Death, the cemetery.
Death, okay. Death. The cemetery. Why? 90 minutes after the sun go down, your brain get recharged. After midnight, the charging stops. If you're not home by midnight, you turn into a what? The nursery rhyme. Pumpkin?
Pumpkin, yeah.
What's the only part of your body look like a pumpkin? Your fucking head.
New World Order. What do people mean when they use that term?
Nothing. Anytime my ignorant cousin know about it, he don't know about nothing else. They just give y'all something to hang on to, and y'all buy it. New World Order. You know, it don't mean nothing. They've been doing this shit. They've been building cities in outer space since 1963. That's what this shit's about. Let me tell you how genetic engineering works. Punch up BBC's wire service, that's British intelligence. And then put in make love, not war.
U.S. military pondered love, not war. BBC News. The U.S. military investigated building a quote-unquote gay bomb, which would make enemies...
Now they say, contemplate, it's already built. They can go to a football stadium with 100,000 people and drop that genetic engineering. Everybody leave there gay, okay? All right? That's all. They do the same thing with cannibals, okay? That's where they are. Then they write the shit and make like, oh, they contemplate. No, oh, you really? Huh? That's genetically engineered. They took a June bug, we call them June bugs, we call them lightning bugs, and crossbreeded it with a carrot. And at nighttime, the carrot lights up. So I called my partner and said, what day you think they're gonna have a baby born and light up and kick eating folk like my mama, that the second coming of Christ? Why wouldn't you believe it? He said, well, they just did it to a cat. They genetically engineered a tomato with a fish cell. So you can leave the tomato on the table and go to London, stay 6 months and come back and you'd be so pretty and red. But when you eat it, your body starts holding water. And your doctor would never understand it came from that. So he give you money, medicine, a prescription to the...
Reduce the water.
And you didn't have it, so that'll kill you. See how it works? That's what they're doing with genetic engineering. And been doing it. And what they scared of now is artificial intelligence have taken over. And there's a handful of people that know that. That's what it is.
So we've already seen the convergence. When technology catches up with human.
Oh, it's been caught up now.
Okay.
Been caught up. And that might be what they did. They might decide we got to get off this planet. You know, we discovered something here we didn't think we was going to discover. So that's genetic engineering.
So what does America look like in the next 10, 50, 100 years?
Most of us in this room will be dead by Christmas. That's what the fuck it look like. Y'all always want more time. More time to fuck you. Cold back to your nuts so you can get more time. The time's over. Huh? That's not run by us, that's run by the universe. Fucking time is over. Ain't no more. Motherfucker said, oh man, we need another king. The universal God said, one to a customer, nigga. You don't deserve two. It's a game. It's a game. So I'm just glad I'm here. I'll be here to witness. I told people that when Obama wins the first time, we're gonna run white folk crazy. Second time, we're gonna run them mad. You can deal with a crazy person, but a mad dog, you have to kill it. That's what's fixing to happen. That's what's fixing to happen.
Benefit from your attention. Friends cannot be neglected. Hurry.
When the day becomes the night, and the sky becomes the sea, when the clock strikes heavy, and there's no time for tea, and in our darkest hour, before my final rhyme, she will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time.
Time is a he.
Hurry.
When the day becomes the night, and the sky becomes the sea, when the clock strikes heavy, and there's no time for tea, and in our darkest hour, before my final rhyme, she will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time.
Time is a he.
The pitcher, steroid Santa Claus, kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back. And the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
all about mockery. They also mock the masses in plain sight with TV shows such as Under the Dome by Stephen King, The Simpsons. As you can see here, basically the representation of the flat earth with the glass ceiling or the firmament. And also with this episode from The Simpsons where Homer hits a home run. Take a look.
Steroid Santa Claus kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium.
Millions of people have seen this. They have no clue of the entire concept. This is biblical, very literal, with the firmament above the flat earth. You might say, what about asteroids, so-called meteorites falling to earth? Nothing more than falling stars within the firmament. What it all comes down to. Now, some might say also, what about day and night? How is it possible with the supposed sun, shining above a flat earth? Wouldn't the whole flat earth be illuminated? Of course. You need to understand, with the sun not being 93 million miles away, it's much closer. Now let's take a look at this footage, as I've shown several times, of this man during his Alaskan cruise, showing this very interesting footage. Basically night and day at the same time. Take a look.
Here's on our balcony. It's about 10 o'clock at night. It's almost dark. It's amazing. You can see the moon shining and reflecting brilliantly on the water.
Now, one thing to notice, of course, as the Bible states, the moon and the sun are lights. So basically the moon creates its own light. It's not a reflection off the sun. Just take a look as the camera pans over.
But then as you pan to the left, it's actually still daylight over here.
There you go. Day and night at the same time. Let me just scroll back over here. Go back to the very beginning. You can see again the moon and again the sun, or the sunlight I should say, at the same time.
Hey guys, it's James from the Possible Channel in the top. We're the highest mountain here in our town, okay? Now anyway, so we're going to be talking about the flat earth. We're going to be trying to take pictures and prove to you that we have or we don't have a curvature, Okay, that mountain over there, that other mountain is really, really far away. Okay, so what we did was we took pictures and we taped, you know, this other mountain is really far away. It's like 26 kilometers away. And it's more than enough to prove that we should not see the base of any of these antennas. First of all, it's very weird that they place the antennas on the highest place, right? If we have satellites, why do we need antennas always on the highest place? They connecting antennas with antennas, you know what I mean? There's a theory that there are no GPS, there are no satellites, and they use antennas connected with other antennas on the highest mountains to fake, you know, to simulate a satellite, right? So anyway, we're aiming at these antennas, and we're like, well, 27 kilometers away, we're not gonna be able to see their base, right? So what's amazing here is that we're going to show you that we should be seeing the base of the antennas 3.25 meters below. We are at the same height as the antennas. We are both at 860 to 890 meters. And we're going to show you that the antennas, we can see the base of the antennas. That this is just incredible, okay? This is just incredible. And we're going to contrast the image, and we're going to show you that we can see clearly the base of the antennas. This is out of question that the Earth has no curvature at all, or if it is, the curvature is way off of what NASA is telling us, right? We're going to show you also that the sun is way much closer than they're saying, and that's really easy to show you because we've taped a video on this trip. We taped a video and we took pictures of what we looked. We dazzled by the fact that the clouds, the sun was not hitting the other cloud. It was just hitting one specific cloud. Now, how can it happen if the sun is millions of miles away and you know, just the size? Think of the size of the sun and think of the size of the Earth. You know, Earth is like a small pea, and you know, a small. And the sun is like a tree, a gigantic tree. Okay, like, just giving you some comparison. Or for example, the Earth is a pea, and the sun is a football. You know, a soccer ball, for example. Okay, that's the comparison. And you know what's worse? You're gonna see right now. I'm gonna show you a video. You're probably watching it right now of the sun hitting this cloud, and you tell me why the heck is it not hitting all the other clouds if the sun is really far away and gigantic as they say? So no, guys, this is not round Earth debunked. The Earth is not round as they say. The sun is really way much closer. It's really, really closer than they say. And this is, we're going to be debunking much more. Just wait for it. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and watch the rest of the video. And please do share. This is ultimately important. NASA has been lying to us. You know, the ISS live feed may be true, but they're using a GoPro, whatever they're using, and they cannot show you the South Pole and the North Pole. This is obvious.
Related to all of this.
Here's where the world begins to mock us. The world knows. I can't believe that this commercial was made. The Fritz saw this on TV and had me watch it. This is where it gets really interesting. Now this is new. This is not something I shared last time. But this is a Hennessy. I guess this is Scotch, or is it cognac or what? I don't know. It's some kind of fancy liquor. Yeah. That's all right. It's fancy liquor. I never got to the real fancy stuff, right? All right. But this is their commercial. Are we ready to play that commercial? Let's play the commercial, and then we'll talk about it. I want y'all to watch this closely. This is a true event that happened in 1931. The physicist, the Belgian-Swiss physicist, Auguste Piccard. This is a true historic event, but they didn't present it in this commercial completely accurate. But we'll deal with that in a second. But it's amazingly, once you realize what they're showing. Go ahead. The Belgian physicist who was also a friend of Albert Einstein and worked with Albert Einstein from time to time. I mean, this is a very intelligent man, PhD in physics, an engineer. This man he built this craft, he put it in, when he went up, he was the first man, so he's world record setter. Dr. Auguste Piccard, Star Trek, Jean-Luc Picard, named after him, okay? First man to reach the stratosphere, the first man who went that high. Now notice in the commercial, the first A couple of horizons they show you completely flat. Right? He did this on May 27th, 1931. He set a world record at 51,775 feet. Here's a picture. I took some stills of this. They showed us. What are they showing us here? They're showing us the basically flat horizon. Now, I love how they change it, but it shows him going up, and it shows him breaking through the firmament into what? Water. They're mocking us. They know the truth, and they're mocking us. Now, here's some pictures. Auguste Piccard, PhD in physics. This is a well-known historic figure. I mean, stamps of him. I mean, this is not some guy. I can't believe how I never heard of him. Here's him in the Encyclopedia Britannica. Says he was, he was born in 1884, died in 1962. Swiss-born Belgian physicist, notable for his exploration of both the upper stratosphere and the depths of the sea in ships of his own design. In 1930, he built a balloon to study cosmic rays. In 1932, he developed a new cabin designed for balloon flights. In the same year, he ascended to 17,008 meters, 55,800 feet completed. Another one, he did it later on. He was born into a family of Swiss scholars. He worked with, like I said, he worked with Albert Einstein. Here's a picture of him with his assistant in the capsule that they went up in, and it had portholes, and this is a porthole. And then I found this. This is a Popular Science magazine from August 1931. He did this in May. So just a few months after his ascent to a world record height, there was an article in there, 10 miles high in an airtight balloon. Now, just so people could say that I didn't get this off the internet, I did a little research. So I went on eBay and searched for Popular Science magazine, 1931, August edition. I found one. I paid $15 for this. It was 25 cents in 1931. Just to verify this fact, and I'm going to read this article to you. This is the testimony of a physicist, scientist, engineer, the first man to reach the stratosphere that height. His testimony of the shape of the earth. Can I read this to you? It's on page 23. This blew my mind, getting this. Just to verify. Is that the same article? If I was in court, this would be Exhibit 1. Right? Says a huge yellow balloon soared skyward a few weeks ago from Augsburg, Germany. Instead of a basket, it trailed an airtight black and silver aluminum ball. Within, Professor Auguste Piccard, physicist, and Charles Kepfer aimed to explore the air 50,000 feet up. 17 hours later, after being given up for dead, they returned safely from an estimated height of more than 52,000 feet, almost 10 miles, shattering every aircraft altitude record. Oxygen tanks kept them alive while they made observations. Records of their instruments are now being checked and interpreted. First to rise safely into the upper layer of the Earth's stratosphere, they found the air pressure at 10 miles altitude so low, 1/10 of that at sea level, that a man exposed to it would perish, much as a deep sea fish burst of its own internal pressure when it's brought to the Earth's surface. Piccard and his aide found cosmic rays, mysterious radiations from outer space. They thought, of course, far more powerful than the Earth's surface, and engaged their intensity. The explorers trapped samples of upper air, blue air, as Piccard reported it to appear in cylinders. Analysis may prove it exceptionally rich in ozone, the intense blue gas supposedly responsible for the heavy side layer or radio roof. Now listen to this. The story of their adventure surpasses fiction. During the ascent, the aluminum ball began to leak. They plugged it desperately with Vaseline and cotton waste, stopping the leak. In the first half hour, the balloon shot up 9 miles through portholes. The observers saw the Earth through copper-colored, then bluish haze. Here's what he said. It seemed a flat disk with upturned edge. Now this is 1931, before NASA. Before they decided they were going to lie to us, before they conspired worldwide to lie. Some people say that there are no scientists that are flat earthers. Well, guess what?
welcome to Mystery History. This is another strange one. Very strange. It could be the strangest video you've ever seen. So many people have caught on by now to the fact that Michelle Obama is a secret tranny, a deceptive transgendered entity deceiving us. So I decided to take a look back at the previous first ladies of the United States to see if we can find a pattern. And I believe we can, okay? And this one's pretty shocking. I don't know if anyone's done this before. We're going to start with the first lady now. We're going to go back, reverse chronological order. Okay, let's take a look at Laura Bush, all right? Laura Bush, look at this person, man. That's a tranny if I've ever seen one. Take a look at the eyes. She's either a serial killer, the most insane person in the world, or she's demonically possessed transgendered entity. Look at this. It's a tranny, man. There's something off with her face. Look at her eyes, all right? Pause the video, stare at it, pray first so you don't get possessed. But this is a man. And look at the hands, look at the face, look at the body, just look at all the little things, but look at the energy coming out of that. Who's the man, who's the woman? Who's got masculine, aggressive energy? Who's got feminine energy? And it's not what it appears. Look at the couple of trannies right there. All right, even the daughters, if you look at the children, those are two trannies right there, man. They got the big face. And look at even both those daughters. The big clown mask smile. All these trannies have the big clown smile. Look at that. The whole family, it's a generational thing. And they're always swapping wives in all these photos. Now we got Clinton, right? Hillary. Now Hillary's the toughest one to spot out of all of them, ironically enough. Who's the man? Who's the woman? Who's got the girly face? Who's got the masculine, aggressive, stronger face? Okay? It's obvious, isn't it? Who's the man? Who's the woman? Look at that little girly boy, man. It's a girl. It's feminine. Bill Clinton's a woman, all right? Okay, if you can't grasp that, just set it aside for now. Come back to it later. Focus on the women. They're easier to see. Even Chelsea Clinton is definitely a suspect. You know, by now everyone knows not the real biological child of Bill anyway, but who knows how they're creating these children in some lab somewhere. They're just genetically engineering them. There's definitely some masculine energy coming out of Hillary. Most people think she's a lesbian, but by the end of this video, you'll see a clear pattern of first ladies being trannies, all right? So she's got to be a tranny just based on that. Look at her big face. She's got the big face. She probably had some surgery done. She got those high cheekbones, you know. They could be fake. The high cheekbones give her a more feminine look. Look at Bill's mother, man. A horse-faced tranny. Horse-faced tranny, okay? She's got the Tori Spelling look. Probably related somehow. They all share the royal bloodlines, don't they? So it's probably much more closely related than we think. Is that a little boy or a little girl playing the saxophone? Answer, that's Bill Clinton. You be the judge. What is that? Yeah, look at the girly face on Bill, man. And that's all these sex scandals and stuff. Good chance they're all just fake to make it look like he's a man, right? What better way to enforce the illusion that this is a man and cover up this whole transgender demonic phenomenon? Doing the Freemason sign, you know. She's short. Okay, there's Huma. She's a tranny. Wiener's a tranny. Look at, there's some...
You know, I've been doing this show a long, long time, and you won't believe this. I started doing the show back when headphones still had cords. But today something is happening. It's never happened before in the history of this show. Today I'm co-hosting with the First Lady of the United States. Isn't this exciting? What an honor for her. Michelle and I have been preparing all day long. The First Lady has been studying up on the guests. I spent the last 2 hours patting myself down. So I'm ready. I think she's ready. So please welcome my co-host for the day, the First Lady, Michelle Obama. Thank you for being my co-host, and you know you're going to have to squat a little bit because you're too tall. I think I'm going to regret saying this, but I should wear heels.
You're a little
Yeah.
No, you're good down there.
No. See, you're still competitive. You're still competitive.